The following podcast may contain strong language. Listener discretion is advised.
Reminds me of Going for Gold for some reason.
Ooh.
I don't know why. Good morning, good afternoon.
Remind me of Animal. It's brilliant.
Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, and welcome to the Hallmark Greatness Reality Check, the show where we fuck about in the cyber zone. I'm Joe, and with me, as always, he's trapping Swedish women in a shit house with an even shitter car. It's James.
What did you say your name was? Tina Turner?
And crushing ducks under his own personal anvil. It's Plenty.
No, I won't be here next week. I've applied to be Warren Beatty.
And in Mensa.
Apparently.
If you want to keep up to date, you can follow us on Hallmark Greatness on Twitter, at Hallmark Great, all one word, or we're on Instagram and Facebook at Hallmark of Greatness. Or we now have a cyborg in the cyber zone. He's walking about in a muumuu with Hallmark Greatness on it. So
Brilliant.
yeah, if you see
He doesn't
him,
want to come across as a religious nutcase.
run him over in your cyber truck.
Yeah, if you see him,
Not that
don't
one.
go anywhere near that bastard.
No.
You will
We
not
don't
get
have control
3
of him.
points.
He's become sentient and self-aware. He knows what he is and what he was created for.
His name is Borgachev.
Mikhail
Best I could do was
Gorbachev.
shorter. This is like Catfish Stevens. We're never going to get any higher than
Come back, Sink! Come back! This is the second part of the Broadsword Hour of Power, or whatever it was I named it.
Jesus.
The production company who did Cyberzone and such other great shows as the episode we're going to talk about today, but also the satellite game, which I don't remember. Don't know. No. Time Busters, which sounds vaguely familiar.
I came across that in my travels, yeah.
Yes.
Is that not a film with about the Great Train Robbery with Phil Collins in it?
Two Hearts.
Another good film.
Surprisingly great film, actually, yes. But the thing that Broadsword I'm most remembered for is this absolute beauty of a show. Fuck yeah! Fade that out before we get done.
Also sounds like Going for Gold.
It sounds like
A little bit, doesn't it?
One of these days I'm going to crush you into little pieces by Floyd, that, isn't it?
All right. Oh, yeah. a little bit. Hans Zimmer has been ripping people off
I
left
thought you were
right,
doing a
centre.
bit about Nancy Sinatra for a second. I had a moment, sorry. Yeah, well, of course, talking about the show that if you're a child of a certain age, probably a boy, probably didn't have a lot of friends, you loved this show. We're talking, of course, about Knightmare, I would say the originator and still the best version of people with shit on their heads fuck about in the dark. Because that's what it is. A team of spotty youths ranging from ages of what appears to be 7 till about 19. Some of them.
Small child to young adult.
Yeah. Walk about in a computer-generated thing with a helmet on the head while 3 people guide them through a kind of visually impaired D&D campaign, shall we say. It ran from 1987 to 1994 for 8 seasons, was 111 episodes, is brought back every so often by a company who do it at the Fringe, which is apparently very good. There's like a fan meet-up thing online every year where they've managed to make it work in an online thing, and they did a special internet YouTube celebrities one that I tried to get through, but the people on it are insufferable. So I couldn't, even though they brought Traeger back, and I think Izzy Sutty was the assistant and stuff, and normally that's 2 things that I would love. Traeger and Izzy Sutty, but having to listen to YouTube comedians fuck about, I was like, I'd rather stick pins in my gonads. But James, does the machine have anything to say about Knightmare?
Yeah, so this is the random plot generator that's powered by you, the people in the sky. I don't know who we're talking to, really. Has sent back an email from a quaint upstate town this week explaining that it's now waking all the men with Rick Wakeman with something called... Thank you. With Evans...
Stop it! It ain't getting better. Fuck it, let's all go home.
Burn it down.
With Evan Stargrove, a scree salesman who has a BTEC in food preparation, but no ambition. Evan
that's
Stargrove
me.
is me. It still needs plenty of radiator liquid, though, which is why this week we're sponsored by yogurt. I'm loving it, and so should you.
Oh, I've eaten a lot of yogurt because Harvey only has half a thing on her breakfast in the hotel, and I hate to see food go to waste, so I have to eat it.
Absolutely, get down.
Even though I hate it.
It's plain yogurt.
Yeah, just sour yogurt. Delicious off milk. Lovely.
Sour yogurt being the B-side to red wine, I think.
And of course, that was sour yogurt with their hit. Available this week on Cherry Red. Yeah.
Nice Cherry Red reference.
Third time I've done that joke today. Yes, the original synopsis for Knightmare, Dungeons and Dragons style show that lets contestants explore a computer-generated fantasy world with wicked special effects and cunning puzzles.
Wow.
Now, I fucking love this show because I don't know, it just appeared. It was like Friday, it was on, it was something that school was out, Knightmare was on, you could kind of watch it. Watching it back now, it's naff as hell. Like, the kids are there purely for plot devices later on. First 2 seasons of it is actually like an adventure-y part of it, and the kids get killed constantly. Like,
I have to say, when because I watched this, I was very young, and it hit all the buttons watching this again. Not this specific episode, because there's certain stylistic changes that are happened by this.
Yeah, they changed the theme tune.
Oh yeah, but like the guy in the wall and stuff like that, or the fact that the antechamber looked like it was from somewhere outside of time. Yeah, it's just wonderful. I loved it.
It's a beautiful thing. It's all green screen CGI. The original ones were like hand painted, like matte drawings.
Oh, they were gorgeous, weren't they?
And beautiful things. They had terrible out of work panto actors dressed as wizards and a jester and a fucking talking key that was the most annoying thing in the world. Yeah, it's all coming back. It's all in there.
Yeah.
Like, it is all on YouTube. It is worth a plow through it because some of it is tremendous. Some of it is just unintentionally the most hilarious things you've ever seen as well. It's where you first, James, do your line.
Excuse me.
Where am I?
Oh, right. Where am I?
Yeah, that's where that meme started.
Yeah,
it's where I first learned about side steps.
Yeah.
Because no one in the real world does side steps.
No.
Unless you're a crab.
Over every crack in the flagstones.
Yes. And it also introduced us to the absolutely tremendous actor, Hugo Meyer, who plays Tregard, who half loves these kids and half fucking despises them.
Yes.
Because immediately they will walk into a room and they'll go, where am I? And Tregard will be like, come on, you're going to fucking die. Move along. And they're like, Tregard, like, what? It's a lot of puzzle solving. There's no action, so to speak, in it. There's no like sword fights are out, but it's just fucking tremendous television. Yeah. Compared to Cyberzone we did last time, this is like Shaft.
Makes Ewoks look like Shaft. The thing with Tregard is you never see him and Jeff from Biker Grove in the same keep, do you? Ever.
He's dead, Jeff from Biker Grove. His mutton chops caught fire, didn't they?
Oh, Jeff, man, your beard's on fire.
I can't see it. I got paint in my eyes. Oh, Jesus wept. But the episode, I looked online and typed in like best Knightmare episodes, because that's the kind of high level of research we do on this show. And it recommended to us season 7, episode 15, the last episode of season 15, of season 7, sorry. By this point, they had changed the music. It had become a lot more sort of CGI based with some of like the wall monsters and stuff.
With the silly dragon and
the dragon's real. It was a real prop dragon.
Yeah. But it was silly.
Yeah, it was daft as hell.
I was just a little bit too old for it at this point. That's the thing. The earlier ones for me were good, but yeah, I was a little bit. I think I was just a bit too.
But I think around season 5-ish, they started introducing an overlying series story with Lord Fear, which is a terrible name. Do you know what Lord Fear's castle's called? It's called Goth Castle.
Oh, wow. Was it in the trees?
I think it was hiding in the trees, yeah. It's full of lager. But yeah, and that's when it kind of starts to shift from being an adventure game to these kids are here to further this plot along, which is very much what this episode is. I think it's in season 1, there's a Christmas episode where they just stop the game and kick everyone out because it's Christmas, and then kids never come back. They never get to finish their game because Treguard just goes, Christmas, off you fuck. Like, he don't care. Like,
Even
whole
that castle
thing-
celebrates Christmas. Wow.
he's off down
The
the
whole
bookies
thing
for the
does
clothes.
have a feel of that CITV Christmas panto thing that they used to do, doesn't it? The
Mm.
whole thing.
Oh, mate.
Oh, and here comes Wakefield.
Julian Clare, it was all Julian Clare was the best thing
Yeah.
in them. Yes, it's me. Yeah. But yeah, this episode, last episode of the season, there's I think 2 or 3 episodes before where we're introduced to the noble troupe of Barry the hero.
Barry.
I've heard of Barry.
I've heard tales of Barry.
Simon, Derek, and Daniel from Worcestershire.
The
Worcestershire.
whitest sounding team name ever.
They're all like this. Again,
Yeah.
I'm probably wrong, but I don't remember ever seeing anyone other than pasty-faced honkies on this, man.
Yeah,
Like,
all from down south as well.
no.
Worcestershire this
Oh,
time.
really?
Season
Yeah.
1, there's a team, as we were discussing before, there's a team from Burnley on it, I'm sure.
Oh, is
Well,
there
but
really?
yeah.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Yeah. 'Cause where am I now? Because he keeps going, should I eat the pie? Like,
Does he fly an aeroplane across the roof of the castle that says Burnley All Lives Matter?
no,
Mm.
he
Oh,
doesn't.
okay, good.
He'd be on a
Good.
dragon, wouldn't he, if he was?
Yeah, of course.
But yes, the premise of the show is these 4 adventurers, quote unquote, come in. 3 sit around a monitor with clipboards and give advice, while the main dungeoneer gets, and again, I don't like this helmet either that he's got. The original one is kind of
Yeah.
like a Skyrim. It's a full bucket
is,
on the
yeah,
head with
yeah.
horns on it, and you can only see down in front of you, which is probably because you're in a big green room, I'm guessing. But this one, it looks like it's like one of those Dark Souls Knights helmets things, very close fitted. And also they've introduced like a shield that they can see through the shield.
Yeah.
Oh, with the eye.
Yeah.
Yeah. I remember when that came in.
Nightmare purists here, boys and girls. But and that was it. And then along the way, there was assistants introduced. There was Pickle, who I believe
Pickle was the first one, I think. Was it?
I've
believe-
looked through a lot of lore for this. There's a lot of characters got affiliations, like
Oh.
yeah,
Catholic and all sorts. Yeah.
Ooh.
You don't want to get
I
into
have
level
no
3's
knowledge of
Orange
this.
Man March. No.
You get the sash of William. That's what the quest's for. 1, where's the 5? 2, give me the 5.
Pickle, who I believe was the actor inside Marvin the Paranoid Android in
In that. Oh, wow.
in the original BBC TV series of it. I believe
Bloody
so.
hell.
So Joe's done all the facts I should have done for this.
No,
episode.
it's just because I recognised his name and then I had to look it up, and then I was like, because it was Adrian Mole's dad who did the voice, wasn't it?
Yeah.
But I believe he was the one inside it
Oh.
doing all the actions.
I thought
may be
he
wrong.
was. I thought the lad that played Pickle was the Mank Hobbit.
No,
That just looks a bit
No,
like him.
no.
That's all.
no. And then there was like a sexy genie at some point.
Yeah.
Like an I Dream of Genie lady. There's the lady who's in this one.
Oh, bit racist, but okay. Yeah.
She's very.
She's the-
I think she's supposed to be a djinn or
I-
something.
Yeah.
Well, I thought this as well. So, played by Jackie Iris. I've probably
Ooh.
pronounced that well wrong.
Jackie's
Jordanian.
Solaris.
Jackie's so Irish.
Soaris, I think is pronounced. Jordanian Egyptian actress, writer, and filmmaker who is best known for this, but other notable performances include playing Roz in Eyes Wide Shut in 1999. I was
Wow.
also in an episode of The Wire, so there's that.
Oh, okay. I mean, I'm sure she looks back on this with fond memories.
Mm.
Oh no, Lord Trigard. I'm not going to do the accent.
no,
No.
no, I wouldn't.
But yeah,
I
I
have
think
to
she's
say,
supposed to
there's
be
no-
a djinn or something, isn't she? And then I think later on there was like a
Genie,
cheeky,
yeah.
sexy wood elf lady
Yes,
as well. I
yeah.
seem to remember.
Who always used to kind of like kneel on her seat. You like kind of crouch on her seat all the time.
Yeah, that rings a
Yeah,
bell.
yeah.
I have to go look for that later on.
That awakened something. Yeah.
A good half think about that later. So this episode is the end of the Barry. Barry's my new favorite person.
Yeah, I
as
like
well,
Barry. But
because
Barry's really good at improv, as we learn
he's
later
so
on.
good. He can
Barry's
be ground.
great.
He's clearly level 3. Yeah,
He can't. He doesn't know how to do a sidestep, but he's shit hot at improv.
yeah. They are on the quest for the shield, but also, as we find out, there is this underlying plot of Lord Fear trying to tunnel into Castle Knightmare to release a troll, which is another thing fucking J.K. Rowling ripped off. Let's hope the mold gets her.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I didn't watch any of the episodes leading up to this one. I thought I'll just go in at the deep end. I'll watch this one episode. I've got not a fucking Scooby what's going on.
No idea what's going on.
And I expected there'd be a lot of sort of front loading, whereas we've got like it goes straight into like what's in their inventory and stuff like that. And
Treguard appears on a giant gold coin, standard. And he's like, welcome, and does all his usual bullshit. It's like Daniel and Simon and Peter and Tonka Toys or whatever he's called. And they've got, what is it, a spell of fucking about.
A spell of reversing and
they've got a potion of reverse time, a potion of freeze, a potion of visor.
Oh,
gives you an erection.
Yeah.
Hang on, antifreeze isn't a potion.
So they don't go blind. And they've got a summon for someone called Pam or something. I don't remember what.
Yeah.
He's saying Pam or Pan. And that's it. And they're like, right, we're back into it now. We unfreeze time. That's how we used to end every episode as well. And the fire would freeze. Oh, that was cool as fuck.
Yeah, definitely.
It's
trying. There's a kid on a ledge. I mean, we're starting classic mode with this.
And I assumed this was another game of higher or lower, like we had from last week.
You see, I thought that, but no, they twist it. You see, there's a little twist.
I could not figure out this code on these playing cards.
What?
Anybody? What was it? Was it
Hearts?
suit?
It was hearts until about halfway through.
Yeah.
And then there wasn't another heart, so you had to go with the matching number. And then at the end, I don't think it fucking mattered because one kid goes, Joker's a wild card. And Treguard goes, yeah, all right. It's like Treguard's checked out. He's waiting for the buffet to open. Like he's done. He's filling his pockets for tuna sandwiches. And I'll like out the bookies.
I got a distinct impression that they were here to end this now, and they were just going to make allowances.
They were going to do whatever they could to make sure that this happened.
I did like when he was on the second one. Get to the end, shuffle forward, now do a big step. Yes, that's good. I'm like, I'm not a child, I'm a child.
He goes, the big lad, because it's the big lad, isn't it, doing most of the instructing. He goes, oh, lovely, in response to this stride.
Yes.
And then a little bit later on, after he does another stride, he lets out a really horned up, ooh. He really likes big steps.
Big strides.
He's a huge fan of goose stepping. My favourite bit is though when they move on to the second one and the little, these poor little goblins that come running in, and he just falls off.
He touches the card and the platform just goes out from underneath this. It's like Donkey Kong, and he just drops straight down.
It's brilliant. The only way it could have been better is if we got a top-down view of it going like Wile E. Coyote.
A sign that says "Mother."
Oh no. They managed to get across this thing, and again, I think no matter what they pressed, they would have got across. They cast Visor, which seems to work for one card and then immediately fails.
So what did it do? What I don't understand. What did Visor again?
Does it like reveal a clue or something?
It enables, I believe, the way this helmet was set up was that it had monitors inside it, so it could show himself from the camera angle. So not show him actually what's in front of him, like that.
I'm just picturing. I think you should leave, where he forgets how to breathe and he's in the chair.
My legs don't work. Yeah, I think that's what it was because he goes, I can see the cards, but I can't see what they are. I was like, if you were that close, you'd be able to see them. But I don't think the technology was at that level where they'd be able to beam it virtually into him. And then it immediately failed anyway because he goes, I can't see the cards anymore. So it was good for one card. The first card they spunked it on as well. Barry.
They make it, and his prize is to go into another room where there's just a turd in the center, apparently.
Yes. There's just a rock. Is there anything on the rock? No.
This is classic Knightmare.
Sidestep over to it like a crab would.
Like Dougal with an ear piercing.
And then, the wall is actually the mask, the Brolicum.
It's not as good as the old one where it was a dude with a load of stuff glued to his face.
Yeah, it's not, but then it's classic Knightmare to have a wall turn into an old pal, you know.
Yeah. And the only way you can defeat walls in the Knightmare universe is by answering them these riddles 3.
These riddles 3, yes, exactly.
Right? All the time, right? And I love it because the kids, no one likes riddle. Like,
No.
my first is in shoe, but not in canoe. Fuck off, mate. Just ask me, like, who the lead singer of Kajagoogoo is. Or, I'm not at this point, but you know what I mean? Who's the bass player in Bros? You know what I mean?
What is a hobgoblin? We get first.
It's a big goblin, apparently.
It's a delicious spear.
Oh, that was my first thought. The term hobgoblin comes from hob, which means a spirit, and goblin. Goblin comes from around the 12th century. Gobelinus in Audric Tallis's work was the name of a devil or demon haunting the country around Evero, Normandy. And a hob, small mythical household spirit.
Yeah.
Apparently, you could set them to work and all kinds of
If you fed them and looked after them, they would do elves and shoemakery style stuff around your house. Yeah. But if you pissed them off, they'd cause havoc.
The only way to dispose of them was to give them a new set of clothing, and then out of sheer embarrassment, it would just leave. I don't know.
Is that another thing that Rowling's nicked?
Yep.
Yes,
basically.
It is. Yeah.
Yeah. I've just
you
realised
don't get
that's
this
why.
kind of content anywhere else.
No, you don't.
This is why all half his family give me clothes at functions as well. I've just
Think
realised
you're going to go out the back and mow the lawn for them.
they keep giving me shirts. I'm like, I don't wear shirts. Right, but I know I've got these pipes that need lagging. Fucking hell, right then, come on, off we go.
Hob is a diminutive form of the name Robin, which itself is a diminutive form of the name Robert. So I don't know if that was the name of a spirit, Robert the Spirit. I don't know. But anyway,
Robert the Haunted Doll.
Yeah,
What?
maybe. But at this point, the wall is like, no. What's the vertical tunnel called?
I like the fact he goes, it's a shaft.
Yeah.
I'm like, share.
Yeah, damn right.
or a pit. The other one goes, and Dragard goes, just say fucking shaft.
Yeah. He's a
Dragard's
complicated man,
bust-
and no one understands him like this wall.
This is the weirdest pub quiz of all time.
Mate, I would go to a pub quiz if they brought a projector screen down, and then just some guys like, riddle me this. Falsehood. That'd be great. Let's do it.
How many substitutes did they use in the 1966 World Cup final?
See?
A final question.
Falsehood.
Why does the master want me to build one? And the correct answer is to transport a troll down it. Fine. I've not seen any of the backstory to this, but all the kids are taking notes. Like they've in the early ones.
This is the story.
Like, all the kids are like 8-year-olds, and they've just like drawn like dandelions and stuff all over the paper, like not used it for shit. But at this point, it's like serious, there's serious people like doing stuff. They're drawing
Professor Black or whatever he's called, getting the helicopter from Cyberzone and bringing the troll over and dropping it in front of the door so that they can't get out.
Lord Fear, call him back. Should put some respect on his name. On the Knightmare fan, huge, very in-depth webpage, there is a scan of their notes. Right?
Oh.
Yeah, it's interesting.
Like big giant cocks, veiny.
That's what I'd have done. Just a tray card is a gun. Yeah, but no. No, it didn't quite. Like, the note is, people, again, also, to reference back as well, the winners, I don't think it was these winners, but winners of Knightmare appear in the episode that we watched of Cyberzone in the crowd, apparently.
No! Wow.
Yeah, they brought them back. They brought them back, baby. Like,
they were celebrities of their time.
Yeah, boy.
Did they have to bring their own sunglasses?
Yeah, that was it. They arrived by blimp.
It wasn't a stovepipe hat, was it? It was big helmet. Yeah, it all makes sense now.
The best way to watch Cyberzone with a fucking helmet on.
He enters a room now where one exit says shortcut above it. I don't know if we should go through that. But
in Times New Roman. That's not, they couldn't even put it in swirly script, did they? Like, Treyguard's phoning this in now. He's can't be out.
But Treyguard decides to really, really quickly move this along so they're not pissing about. And he's like, quick, you're dying.
A classic.
Oh, yeah, Barry needs sustenance.
Barry needs food badly.
It's not Gauntlet.
He needs braces.
Archer needs food. Needs food. Stop shooting the food, barbarian. This is classic Knightmare, though. Like they'll go into a room with a table, and immediately that life meter thing will appear, and Train Guard will be like, "You're gonna die." And I'm like, "What? I was fucking about for ages in that last room, and that thing never appeared."
It used to be a helmet and a face, didn't it?
Yeah,
I
and
remember
bits of it
being.
would peel off.
Yeah,
and the
and
eyeballs
big gross eyes.
Bong.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And in this, it's
A
like
suit
a
of armor
skeleton
that falls off. It's rubbish. Yeah. Bring back the skeleton eye brain helmet thing. Yeah. But he goes over to the table. He goes over to the table and there's a shell on it. And Barry can't decide whether to pick this shell up or leave it. He's so conflicted because Traeguard's going, "You're going to die, Barry." Yeah. And the little kid's going, "Pick the shell up." And Traeguard's going, "You're going to fucking die, son." And they go, "There's some water dripping there. Go and stand under that."
Under the
slide. That's sustenance.
Yeah. He picks up the shell, he puts down the shell, he picks up the shell, and then they tell him to move quickly as he can, and he puts down the shell. I assume he's probably got ostraconophobia, which is an irrational fear of shellfish or crustacean. James, have that.
But
stick that in your stovepipe hat.
If he's got a fear of crustaceans, why is he such a fan of sidestepping?
Sideways quisling.
Crustacean appropriation.
I'm inclined to let the little prick take it. I've written as dialogue at some point. Oh, maybe it was prick.
They're going, "Take a sidestep to your left," and he keeps going right, and the little kid's getting so angry at him.
So does having the shell, does the water fall into the shell, and then we're to believe
the
he's
water?
drunk it?
Right? No, the water lands on his head, and he goes, and all the suit of armor comes back, and then the little kid goes, "Open your knapsack and fill it with water."
Yes.
And then Barry goes, "Is that enough?" "It's not real water, Barry." And then to hasten the plot of this along, Traeguard goes, "Maybe put the shell to your ear." "Yeah, why not?" Like, okay. And it turns out it's some kind of...
It's a walkie-talkie.
Walkie-talkie. Craig Charles on the other end. How you flying the helicopter, pal? Sorry, there must be interference. And it's Lord Fear talking to someone about digging this tunnel and with the face monster and the troll coming up to storm Castle Knightmare.
Sure.
I missed all of this.
Yeah. I'd kind of switched off at this point.
Well, because the kids are
I was still
talking
trying to get
over it
my
and
head
making
around
notes.
why there was a clanky man in the top corner, like dissolving.
And why water on the crown of your head rejuvenates you.
That's where I
Power
take
of
my
Christ,
assistance.
baby.
Anyway, he goes into the tunnel with shortcut written above it against all advice.
Even the kids have gone, "Fuck this. We either die so we can go home and see our parents." It's 9 weeks of school for this.
It's an actual Jeopardy challenge at this point. Spinning blades. You get
corridor
one
of blades.
Yeah. Who installed this as a But the first one helpfully goes the opposite way, so you know to look out for the blades future.
Yeah, you can see him coming.
Yeah.
Sensible thing to do: stand in the middle, left, right.
This is where they do the training for gladiators. They're running against the Travelator.
Yeah, they don't even make him pretend he's running. Though.
No, just
wouldn't get that on Cyberzone. No. He ducks. Barry manages to sidestep one. He ducks under about 20 of them.
He does quite well there.
Because obviously they can't kill Barry. One of them comes in low, and Barry dashes just to the side.
Oh,
clearly gets clipped. By
absolutely
this thing.
does. Yeah.
If this was Nightmare season 1s to 4s, Barry would be on the way home now.
That's his gizzards right there.
I just have to say on the message boards, they're still lighting up about this moment.
You'd have Traeguard going, "Oh dear, Barry's knees are on the floor," or something like that. But because it's the last episode and we've got to rush this plot home, Barry could have stood still and he'd have been fine.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah. They'd have gone, "Oh, you have a potion of spinny blades removal." Like, they just wet-wanged it.
I would love this if it was the Cyberzone objects from last time. Like this helicopter whizzing towards him.
Just a lot of quacking ducks coming at him. He's got to fight him. He's got anvils on his hands.
Instead, he gets to a doorway where a man pops out who's called, let me quote this, Brother Strange.
Yeah.
Sounds like a Donovan character, doesn't it?
Hey.
What's this cat called?
The besmirching of Donovan on this podcast. I will not have
Donovan slander on this podcast.
Stephen Strange.
Yeah. No, I think he's the guy from season... Dog's Bottom! I think he's that guy.
Oh, right. Okay.
I'm sure he's got a whole backstory, isn't he?
They've told him to tone it down a bit, because in season 1 and 2, he was very aggressive.
You are the one they call Barry, he says.
Oh, mate, I want that as a ringtone.
They really don't call kids Barry anymore, do they?
He was
They
the
really
last.
should. The Barry, the last of the Barrys.
Barry is shot for beryllium.
Oh, very good.
Yeah. No, it's not. And he's like, Barry at this point is like, fuck it, I can do what I want. I think
Yeah.
Barry's twigged.
He has,
Like,
yeah,
He's
absolutely.
like, I can do what I want because what are they going to do? End of the series without the ending? Nah, mate. So he's just like, you're right, Brother Strange. How's it going? And he's like, yeah, whatever. Yeah, we got to go to the castle or some shit. It's
Yeah, he's
brilliant.
like, do you have a giant? Well, so the ladies tell me. No,
Yeah, it's the only thing that will kill a troll, a giant or something.
Yeah. Again, I don't know whether that's rock,
This is
paper,
like-
scissors in the Knightmare world.
Spearman to horseman or something again, isn't it? He's going up to level 3. I mean, this has heavy overtones of like Scientology going up to level 3 to meet Brother Strange. Surely. But it says,
what are Barry's midichlorians?
as ice is to summer, as troll to trollhound.
Oh,
What the fuck is this?
This is the writers going, should we knock off early on Friday and go down the pub? Yeah, all right. As ice is to summer, troll is to troll hammer. You're round.
Yeah.
It's absolute dog shit.
Very nice with a mojito. So now in a room of fools, I've put. Someone-
This guy, what's he called?
Sylvester Hands.
Johnny Crap Hands.
You wouldn't invite someone called Sylvester Hands to your
Sylvester
party, would
Hands
you?
sounds like
No.
he's not allowed near women at all.
Well, look what he's done to one woman, Romana. He's trapped her in some stocks.
Romans go home.
Very good.
He's big Andrew Tate vibes from this character.
Yeah, I don't know, because he says, I've trapped her now and she's mine. And I'm like, she's in stocks bent over. I don't like where this is going at all. Andrew Hands. Sorry, was he called Simon Hands?
Sylvester.
Sylvester Hands.
Sylvester.
Who's Simon Hans?
That's Super Hands'
brother.
Super Hands' real
I
name
knew
is
it.
Simon.
Right. Oh, good.
Yeah. And right again, Barry at this point is he's on the fuck about clock, isn't he?
Yeah.
Like he does not care.
Yeah.
He's standing too close. Sylvester keeps pushing him back, back into frame,
He
back on your
does.
mark.
Yeah.
And he just keeps getting closer and closer. And he's like, oh no, come on.
Do you want a drink? Do you want a drink? Have this drink. Does it taste like beer? Yeah. Oh, I can't have beer on the job. Yeah, but it's non-alcoholic. Oh, well, then why would I want it then? Just fucking drink it, you cockney roustabout.
But in his ear, like you can hear the thing going, we have to get this done.
Yeah, come on, move it along.
Right, just whatever. And he's like, oh, I'll drink this. He's better
It
than
must have been
Folly.
filmed like before the bank holiday weekend or something. Everyone wants to go, don't they? Yeah, he's got like minions who are just scuttling about cravenly.
Oh, these
They're the
little
little
goblin
goblins.
things.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hobos.
Two lads who weren't given characters. Again, he's not as annoying as Folly from the early Knightmare, who did proper riddles and was a jester and did all Tom Tittery. But Sylvester Hands as well is a tremendous name.
It is. It's good, right?
It is.
Good, right?
It is. I can't fault it. He gives him this potion. He tells him that it's beer, but it's non-alcoholic beer, and that his boss won't mind. and Sylvester's like, just fucking get back over there. You're getting too close. He eventually drinks the thing.
Yeah.
Does a jump in the air freeze. End of the
Hearts
breakfast club.
on fire.
And the woman in the stocks is like, come and get me out. And Barry doesn't know what to do. He tries to lift the whole thing up, and she goes, "No, that end. It's not padlocked. It's just heavy." And then proceeds to kind of open it for him.
Yeah. She does it all herself. Well, if you could have done that anyway.
Maybe she wanted some Sylvester Hands action.
He offers to guide him through his teenage years? Question mark. Into a room of cubes and bastards.
Oh,
this is when it goes all doom.
it does.
Yes.
Yeah.
I don't know what happens here at all.
Right. So what happens is there's the two little goblins that were with Sylvester Hands. We'll call him Hands Boys. The Hands lads.
The Hands lads, yes.
They're going in front of these badly drawn 3D cubes. And the woman, whose name I've forgotten, but she's got like a mask on over half her face as well. So I'm going to call her the Phantom. Takes ages to fucking shoot him with a crossbow. She misses twice, but again...
Oh, so she does that, not
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, because there's a bit Treguard says, oh, she's going to shoot them or something.
Yeah, but she misses the first time, and I thought, oh, they might have to control her, like at the golden shot or something. But no, it was just the gobos weren't stood in the right place or something. So they eventually go, and run off. And then she goes, well, that's as far as I can guide you. One room,
Yeah,
Phantom.
that's it. That's all she does.
Yeah, we're even now. Okay, summon Gwen. Like, who the fuck is Gwen?
No, I like the fact that the Phantom goes, good luck and all that, I'm off. She's just like, again, she don't want to miss her around. I think that's what it is. Like, get there early, get crisps on your round, innit? Yeah, they go, Gwen, and Gwen appears. And God, her and Beetlejuice are the only people that worked for. And in these cubes is the shield, which was their quest to get.
Yeah.
Because I think by this point there was 4 things you could get. There was a crown, a cup, a sword, and a shield, and you had to pick one, and it affected the story. It did not affect story in shape or form. But they picked the shield, so the shield's in one, and the troll hammer is in the other cube. And Gwen goes, well, what do you want? Do you want to win your quest, or do you want to? And Barry goes, can we get both?
Yeah.
And I was like, go on, Barry.
Yeah, good
God
lad.
loves a try or something.
It's not a Friday 2-for-1 special situation, Barry.
If we just summon Gwen again.
Yeah, Gwen again.
And she goes, nah, I can only do one. We've got a limited special effects budget after the crossbow incident there. And he goes, And like the team are like, I'd be like, fuck them. I want my shield, and let's fucking boo-boo out of here. Like.
I didn't get this at all because I didn't realise that the what happens at the end happens at the end. But I was like, well, you quest for the shield, get the shield, and then go back.
Yeah.
But then they're like, oh no, but the troll's coming. And I'm like, well, no, because once you're out, you're out. But I didn't realise it was all going to happen back at Castle Grayskull or whatever.
Yeah. So I had no idea either what was going on.
No, if you again, it is. In the earlier episodes, it is, but again, just a little bit of plot would have been good because they rushed through it so quick. And I know children have got short attention spans.
I thought they'd like picked up a lawnmower or something. I had no idea.
Of course, I knew it was the troll hammer because that's where they hosted the 1994 Winter Olympics.
Yay! You're proud of yourself?
No, not even slightly.
They go through to a room with a portcullis now.
Yep, they got the portcullis, and I think one of the kids goes, "There's nothing in this room."
Yes.
And I'm like, "Man, he's right." And so I think the little kid goes, "Drink the potion, Barry."
Yeah,
it's the only thing we haven't done yet.
It's codenamed Portcullis, the film from last week about a deadly gas. It all makes sense.
It's all coming together.
Johnny Gout comes out and he's like, "I've invented this thing for sealing bathroom tiles with."
And for sending you backwards in time.
Yeah. And then I was like, this is lazy as fuck.
It is lazy as fuck. It really is.
Proper Etch-a-Sketch end of the world shit. Because if he's gone back in time, then none of this will have happened.
Yeah.
But I don't think he goes back. I don't think he goes back in time. I think he just goes backwards.
Yeah, because one of them says, it looks a lot more suave the second time around.
He does. That kid's like, this is. But you get to see all the previous episodes and all the other people that he's met. The dragon. Yeah. There's like about 8 wizards he meets on his way.
There's many wizards. Yeah, they really do layer on this series the number of out of work actors. Into this. Like, there only ever used to be like 1 an episode, and in this one, there's like 50 of them.
Again, free bar.
Yeah, I guess so, yeah.
Season rat party, Traegar's buying. Dog's bottom. But yes, he arrives back
slime
in.
Just dripping from the ceiling.
He arrives back in, and Traegar sort of catches him. And I'm like, did they make a kid run backwards in a helmet for this? Because you couldn't get that nowadays, health and safety. And they go, oh, you have the hammer, Barry. The hammer of Barry. That's what he calls it now, I've heard. And then, this is the best bit. Special effects budget set to thrill. A small explosion happens, and the little kid points at it and goes, which is tremendous work. A big ogre pops its head up. Traegar bangs the table, and then a big ghost hammer appears.
And a hand, and a ghost hand.
Yeah. Bonks the
special
troll.
effects have not moved on since Monty Python, have they?
Bonks the troll. The troll falls down the thing. Once again, no at the bottom, sadly. Mm-hmm. But and then Traegar's like, "Cheers for that, lads." But unfortunately, I think what was she called? The assistant lady.
Falafel.
Majida.
Majida.
I never met her.
Hey.
Yeah, she's like, oh, but I'm not gonna do the voice. But your quest has failed because you had to get the hammer to save us. And Traegar goes, no, we've sprayed the shield gold.
Yeah, it's not the same shield that you took all this time ago.
It's a champagne bucket, lads.
Yeah.
But it's gold, so it's cool.
Somebody says here, I don't know if it's her or Traegar, great goblins, is there no one left? And I don't know who it was and what it was regarding at all.
It was
don't
regarding the
remember that.
12th century Gobelinus, I believe.
Not to be confused with Gobble Anus, which is a thing you can
Oh,
ask
fuck
for
yeah.
now.
Which is a film.
Yes, starring it's the sequel to Project Portcullis. And then they go, quick, summon evil Santa.
Hordris, who I remember as being in this from pretty much the start.
No,
Whether it's the same. No, there was always like a white wizard on. I figured it
no,
was him.
Traegar was like the first season, and then he may have been in seasons 2 and 3 or whatever.
Oh,
But,
right. Okay.
yeah, because I was like, oh, I remember his face. They've got like Edgar Winter with a beehive on.
I've got non-union Kenny Rogers.
Yeah, that's good. James, you got anything?
I missed all of this. I think I was just overwhelmed.
He was just like, thank God they got that troll, otherwise Castle Knightmare would be in shit.
And they make him tell this long, convoluted story, don't they, about what's gone on. And I wrote it down. It's on a warm summer's evening, on a train bound for nowhere. I met up with the gambler. We were both too tired. No, I didn't.
Fuck off.
Indeed. But he goes through this long, convoluted story that I could not be asked writing down.
No,
No,
I was
I
going to,
couldn't
and then I
either.
was just like, nobody cares. No, he gives them some wobbly shit statues as a
Yeah.
prize.
No,
There
they've
is-
got to this day.
Oh yeah, man.
I
Pride
thought
of
it was an
place.
MTV Music Award.
There's it's got no legs. I believe it's the Dread Knight was the thing that used to chase them through levels.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I think it's one of those. It's quite cool in that respect. But also, I think only a handful of them were handed out because nobody ever really
good.
finished it unless it was when it got into the end season-y
Yeah.
sort of stuff. And we don't get like the goodbye Barry, Derek, Daniel,
Oh, yeah, as they
Simon,
walk off.
and they walk off into just to die in the desert of
Yeah.
around Castle Nightmare. And that's it. Like,
But no, it isn't. If only it was. But there's this comedy bit where the Dark Lord or whatever's been squished by a troll, and so's Jeffrey Jazzans and somebody else.
all the
all his
faction,
minions.
all the orange men are crushed
Yeah. And
underneath.
somebody calls somebody a techno sorcerer, and I thought that's the job I want.
Oh,
Joe's a
mate.
techno sorcerer.
Yeah,
Didn't they do pump up the jams?
available now on Crackle. Yeah, but the wall's like, I need knowledge. Who scored the first goal? Like, fuck off.
Exactly
Oh
what
my
it is.
God. Like,
What was the name of the dog that found the World Cup?
pickles. Yeah.
Eric Pickle. Yeah.
Oh dear.
Jesus Christ. If ever a man was Peter Griffin. Yeah, and that's that. Like, that's the end of that season. I thought like that was it. It does come back for another season 8. But I haven't watched that because I haven't got that far. I don't want to interrupt my flow of nightmares, so to speak. But if you haven't seen, if you weren't there at the time, it probably
It'll do now
shit.
for you. Yeah.
But for me and Mark, and to a certain extent James, like, it just holds this really kind of special, and it's still kind of, I mean, we've ripped the piss out of
It's
it.
still
because
got a bit of that. Yeah.
It is inherently ludicrous.
Yeah.
And like the more you watch it, the more you realize Traegar does not want to be there. He's just like, he just hates these kids. He fucking idiot. Like, so that one we watched where they had to spell out password by standing on letters on the floor, and it took them 10 fucking minutes to do it. That's why they started rushing them through.
That's why they started putting goblins in behind them. Yeah.
Well, they always used to be chased by stuff, didn't they?
Yeah.
Like, but yeah, it's literally all of it is on YouTube. It's well worth a watch if you like D&D sort of stuff, or just like technology stuff that was like cutting edge at the time. But
Yeah. It's got a whole
again-
bunch of retro futurism to it now, hasn't it?
yes,
You know, you watch it and you kind of go, "Oh, this is twee and this is cute and whatever." But there's no, I mean, arguably there's no game shows anymore. But there's no game shows like this. And if there was, it'd be on a Saturday night at 8:00, hosted by Ant and or Deck.
Yeah.
Or that.
I know. There's just
that
no
wizard
wonder in
mo-
the world anymore, is there?
Right.
No, there isn't. Yeah. Fucking hell. Ryland as
on that note,
Ryland as non-union Chris Rea. Yes, please.
Yes. Yeah. Let's make it. Traeger is still alive, I believe. But yeah, it's just a kind of weird snapshot of it's so much better than Cyberzone. We might do the other ones if I can find them, Satellite Game and other things. Because it's kind of Crystal Mazy, adventure gamey sort of stuff. Adventure Game's worth a rewatch. We've never watched it because
Adventure Game's great. Yeah,
because
Adventure Game is really good.
It's insane. There's a man that talks backwards. How many drools around the pond? I've watched it a million times. I still don't understand the maths. There's an emperor who's a teapot. Like, it's insane. It's in the best possible way. And this has that sort of thing of, if you were good at it, you could go quite far.
Yeah.
The problem was they got kids in and didn't really explain the rules to them.
No, didn't tell them what was going on.
Put a styrofoam helmet on one of them and pushed him into a room where a load of out-of-work actors hounded the poor lad until he jumps into a well. Because that's how you got from level to level. You had to jump down a well.
Oh, you did? Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
there was spell casting that didn't make sense. It was just a beautiful, confusing game. And I don't think we'll ever see anything like it again because TV stations are afraid to take risks on anything that. I mean, this is filmed on a very cheap budget, but because there was no prizes. Like, even if you won, you didn't get like a Super Nintendo or anything. You just got a statue.
Wasn't the prize the nightmare you found along the way? The nightmare of walking into a dark room or something. I don't know.
Where am I? They were all repeated on Discovery as well. I
remember that.
It was great coming home from the pub telly.
Yeah.
Because you're like, you fucking idiot, fall off the cliff.
I've managed to, out of the back pocket, I've managed to find 2 facts. Yeah.
You get 2 seconds of music then. Spell casting. F A C T S.
That was Knightmare. I didn't realise this. I would love to see what this was like in other countries because it got sold to the French as Le Chevalier du Labyrinthe, the Knight of the
Labyrinth.
Maurice Chevalier.
It only had 2 seasons, but like 105 episodes. And in Spain as El Rescate del Talismán, or
that
the
sounds
rescue
sexy.
of the talisman. Yeah, it does.
Yeah.
That's my friend. That's my Spanish accent for you.
It was good. I like
that. And 95. Katie can't do the We tried that with Italian because she can't say burro, which is the Italian word for butter. So on a Duolingo, I always have to do it.
Her Lou Bega cover act's never going to get anywhere.
My only other fact, Jackie Solaris, sorry I've pronounced your name so badly, the Genie Majida, the same year that this came out, she also starred in Death Machine, a 1994 science fiction horror film. The film apparently garnered controversy for its excessive violence.
Oh, where was that when we did films?
We'll go back to films. I'll add that to the list.
We are trapped in 90s TV now, John.
I'm just a death machine. Yeah. That's it. Like, there's no more to say about this, really. It's either one of those things you'll either love it or you'll just be like, this is shite. But for me and plenty, and I think James, like it still garners online debates about whether Barry was hit by the blades or whether they still have panels with people on this. It's for people of a certain age. It really was must-watch television.
Yeah. Because
it was great and shit. And I think that's where the line lies for me.
Schrodinger's kids' telly.
Well, just for anything.
It's both great and shit at the same time.
Yeah, and that's the best thing because the first Sharknado film is shit.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. This is what this podcast is all about.
It's trying to do something. The second and third and ninth one are all shite because they lean into it. But they were trying to do something, anything.
It was the Bloodfist one of its time.
Yeah, it ain't Funhouse. It's not Ghost Train. It's not Round the Bend with Doc Croc. But it's just a beautiful, beautiful thing. And also, kids with regional accents is always hilarious. The lad from one of the lads from Burley came up from the pit to be on this. Name's Trevor. I want to watch the French one. Just a load of French kids smoking, not being
Little
asked about
cigarettes.
anything.
Or being asked really like abstract questions as well. What is truth?
In this, we've got Sylvester Hands. They've got fucking like just some
Jacques Cousteau.
some guy in a beret going, "What?" It's beautiful. Let's take this home. Your favorite lines of the episode or of just the entire thing of it, because it's
It's got to be, where am I now?
Oh, lovely. In anticipation of a further sidestep.
You are the one they call Barry.
Barry.
Great goblins, is there no one left?
Pam, pam, pam.
Techno, sorcerer.
It's just, it's so good. Right. Anyway, yes. Say goodbye, boys and girls.
Bye.
Fairly well, adventurer.
Oh, very nice.
Another man who made a career out of shouting.